I grew up in our Western world, in the countryside of south of France. At home, we had a quite simple life, but it was a comfortable life. We had a small car, water was flowing from the tap. Mom and Dad were not especially consumption-oriented people, but we were somehow as other families. But I observed that my comfort increased along the years. For my first job, I moved to the city, at first to Paris, then to the south of Germany, and now to the high north. I got married, and we raised a family with 3 children. My husband and I were working for a big German company. We had some money. And what do you do when you have money? You spend it. You spend it for things which make our modern life. This is exactly what we did. A big car, a VW bus for our tours in the forest, a boat, as we are living at the coast, and from time to time, a shopping Saturday. We were no different than anybody else, looking for cheap flights, ordering stuff online, and as we had some ecological sense, we threw our plastic packaging garbage in the yellow bags for recycling. A good example for our children. But we were not satisfied. We heard all these speeches and saw documentaries about global warming, about trash everywhere, and also about the decrease of biodiversity. Did you hear about the 7th continent? It is in the Pacific. It's a giant island made of trash. It's now more visible than ever, and I could also see one in my home. When filling up my yellow bag, I think that probably all these environmental disasters are the consequences of our modern life. The time we spent enjoying the nature in our vacation suddenly appeared as a form of consumption in the same way as the rest of our life. A consumer of nature, a footprint in big shoes. But we have children. Which future would we offer them? On the other hand, what could I do? Of course, I can dream of changing the world, but can I change the thing I am in reality? And if yes, where to start? During that time, my husband and I were working for a big project in Kiel. This project unfortunately aborted. I was 40, and I thought maybe it's a great occasion to work freelance. So why not use this opportunity to implement something good and useful for our planet? By coincidence, I read in a French newspaper an article about Bea Johnson. I don't know if you are familiar with her. Bea Johnson is a lady who lives in California, and with a family, she lived since 2008 without producing waste, or at most, just a small jar per year. This was a huge trigger for me. I soon read a book, Zero Waste Home, and this topic of waste reduction did not leave me alone anymore. I informed myself about bulk shopping and came across the first unpackaged shop opened by Catherine Conway in London for 10 years in 2006. I found my idea. I would open a similar shop in Germany. I was so excited. Imagine, your job will end. You want to do something useful. And with this idea, I just found a solution. For me, it was about realizing my own dreams to ease my conscience. But now I have a solution to reduce waste and dreamed of myself as a savior of the world. The unpackaged grocery concept was known abroad, but not yet in Germany. I had to face either hostile skepticism or smiles by the banks, by the lessors, and also by my friends. "You're a sweet little girl, Mary." But I insisted. The idea was so great that I could not imagine that people would ignore it. And beginning of 2014, I opened my shop in Kiel. Unverpackt, lose, nachhaltig, gut. Which means unpackaged, loose, sustainable, and good. It was the first shop of this type in all Germany. In my shop, you can buy everything without one-way packaging. You know the thing you take off and throw away? You just have to bring your own containers and buy as much or as little as you need. My shop, you will not found any shiny packaging or publicity, only pure and naked products. And believe me, I like to cook, and I tested them all. The experience worked. The customer was seduced by the new concept. But there was something else. I realized that unpackaged and zero waste have a lot of charm. Living with less can be a life with more. Somehow, a conception slowed down without sacrifice. But it was not that easy from the beginning. It was just a little unknown concept. And I have one example. When you sell goods, you first have to order them. And suppliers like long relationships and contracts. And I just wanted to start. They were not interested in the little amount I was planning to buy every month. I have to beg for products. But the idea spread, and all the shops began to open. This changed. Now I don't have to beg anymore. They are now interested in this. They interested them in the concept, and they also began to discuss about solution in reducing packaging in their deliveries. They also implemented some new products without packaging on the market. For example, bamboo toilet paper, solid shampoos, and even cucumber without one-way packaging. Also, the same applied to supermarket chain. Not long ago, I was invited by a supermarket consultant. They asked me to be part of a study for unpackaged shops. And now some established supermarkets also added some bulk department in their store. In fact, to see the world unpackaged, spread everywhere, in the same way as organic in the last 30 years, would be very nice. Luckily, the concept has a great resonance, and media started to report about it. Stern TV invited me, National Geographic wrote about me or the shop. I appeared in Brigitte, Enorm, ZDF, NDR, and in some other specialized press. In total, more than 70 articles were written about the concept, the shop, or me. This huge media coverage had a great impact. And a similar shop opened a short time later in Berlin, and this amplified the unpackaged wave. I also opened my doors for projects to school classes, groups, students, and since the beginning, I supported more than 20 students in their master or bachelor thesis on different topics like unpackaged shopping, sustainable consumption, and also about circular economy. The concept seemed to be fascinating. But there was something else. I thought now is probably the time to spread the idea and the philosophy behind it. I received a lot of email from people who were interested in the concept and want to open similar shops. So I decided to share my experience through workshops. This has a big success. So far, more than 100 people came to the workshops. Some of them were some advanced in their planning and had a business plan. Others came only with a nice idea in their mind. During the workshops, I confronted them with the reality that opening an unpackaged grocery and being independent can be quite hard in the first years. It is still a business. You constantly have to optimize your assortment, your processes, your marketing. Idealism, it's very nice, but unfortunately not enough. But the workshops bore fruits. Since the beginning, in March 2015, 16 of the participants have already opened a shop, 15 in Germany and 1 in Sweden. I forget something very important about my customer. I want to tell you this. In the shop, interesting is that the consumer are not only young people following a new trend. From the beginning, this was a very good social mix. From older people, remembering the ancient time of Tante Emma's shop, through to families with young children, barefoot junkies, and also businessmen in suits. That was really a good social mix. The Unverpackt grocery was for me a starting point. In the last years, I continued to inform myself about the trash, plastic reduction, and also more deeply about the limits of our economic model. I was involved in the plastic-free island fair, or plastic bags free city for Kiel. And I also adapted to myself a zero-waste lifestyle. And with the community growing up in Kiel, we created, beginning of this year, the association Zero Waste Kiel. We promote a zero-waste lifestyle, as well as the waste reduction in cities and in business areas. But this year was even more exciting. From more than 150 green startups, I won one of the 3 nominees in the category Social Entrepreneur from the German Sustainable Award, the Next Economy Award. Yeah. During the last year, I questioned myself many times. Are all the things I'm doing just a drop of water in the ocean? Are they to satisfy my ego? The answer is yes. It is a drop of water, and yes, it satisfies my ego. But it's also about my contribution for the future of my kids and the next generation. I followed my dream, and now I can show that it is possible to go back to more sustainable models and to go back to a point where our footprint can be absorbed. And I have something for you. My contribution might seem small, but any contribution can be seen as a seed, and seeds become trees, and trees become a forest. My concept grew, spread, had a social impact, make people rethink. So, even if you are 100 centimeters high, meaning small, don't forget that you can still change the world around you.